has been a long time coming for this one. Marvel finally released one of the most anticipated movies since the character originally debuted in MCU's Iron Man 2 back in 2010. We're talking, of course, about Black Widow herself, that after 11 years and her demise has a origin story. So we did some research and prepared a video telling Black Widow's real origins from the comics, so you can compare it with the movie version and decide which one is better. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. But first, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and ring the bell. Natalia Alyanova-Romanova, better known as Natasha Romanoff, aka Black Widow, was a former Russian KGB. She was trained by the Red Room as part of the Black Widow's OPS program to be the ultimate super spy. This program was one of the Department X's espionage training programs, and it had been called a Cold War program to train the deadliest female spies in the world. It was created due to the success of their previous sleeper agent and assassin, the Winter Soldier. This program wasn't just training, but employed biochemical enhancements for its agents and also implanted them with false memories reminiscent of those used by the Weapon Plus program. She was gifted with peak human strength and stamina, as well as resistance to disease and slowed down aging. She defected to the United States of America from the Soviet Union to join S.H.I.E.L.D. and later ended up becoming a member of the Avengers and has been on the team on multiple occasions throughout the comics and in the MCU. It is unknown who her real parents were, but it is rumored that she is somehow related to the last ruling czars of Russia. One source states that in 1928, there was a fire in Stalingrad, which burned down the building that infant Natasha and her mother were living in. According to the account, just before dying in the fire, Natasha's mother threw her out of the window to a Russian soldier below. This soldier named Ivan Petrovich watched over Natasha for her entire life, remaining by her side as her foster father. While Natasha was under Ivan's protection, Baron von Strucker was said to have successfully abducted and presented her to the organization of assassins called the Hand in Madripoor. Natasha had in fact been working under orders from an unknown source, and her abduction was to lead her into pretending to become a murder assassin for the Hand, when in reality she was to assassinate their supreme leader. She then ended up being rescued by Steve Rogers / Captain America and Logan or Wolverine. During the war, the young Natasha served in the Russian army, where she fell in love with another young soldier named Nikolai. Despite their initial happiness, their union did not end blissfully. Nikolai was killed in the war, and the baby girl they conceived did not survive birth. Natasha proved to be an amazing athlete and scholar, while gaining distinction in the USSR as a ballerina. Later, she met with James Barnes, who had been brainwashed into becoming the assassin known as the Winter Soldier. They got into a relationship, but it didn't last long, as she was set up to marry Alexei Shostakov, a renowned test pilot later known as the Red Guardian, designed to become a Russian version of Captain America. Though they had a happy marriage, the KGB, or the Russian Committee for State Security, faked his death during an experimental rocket test because they saw the couple's skills would make them superb special operatives. Natasha's grief led to her to take control over the Red Room Academy and finally turn herself into the Black Widow. Her extensive training in the Red Room made Natasha into a warrior with few peers. She is skilled in many forms of martial arts, including Aikido, Judo, Karate, Savate, and boxing. In addition, she is an amazing gymnast and uses her acrobatics to gain an edge in combat. The Russian assassin never comes unprepared and brings many gadgets to help her combat her enemies. Her black bodysuit is composed of a Kevlar-like substance created for maximum protection. She's also expert in weaponry, using automatic weapons and knives as needed to fulfill her missions. Her skills of infiltration and stealth make Black Widow a force to be reckoned with. She has many talents in various fields, and being multilingual is one of them, in addition to speaking Russian and English. She's also fluent in French, German, and Chinese, and more. Impressive, isn't it? She fight alongside various villains and heroes, assisting in taking down foes like the Hand, Purple Man, or Mr. Fear. As a member of the Champions, Natasha's enemies included Warlord Ka, Swarm, Godzilla, Modok, Dr. Doom, and the Vanisher Sentinels, among others. as a part of S.H.I.E.L.D. and one of Nick Fury's best agents. She takes on any enemy of the counter-terrorist organization, most often Hydra or AIM. She also regularly combats adversaries from her past in the Red Room, who still seek to destroy her life. The personal nature of these enemies makes them all the more difficult to deal with for her, as Natasha deeply regrets her time working for the KGB and wants to eliminate her superiors. All of her Red Room opponents, the most noteworthy is Yelena Belova, a rival Black Widow who trained after Natasha. Belova is most often linked to criminal organizations like Hydra, so the two remain at odds. Belova's own considerable talents make her a worthy adversary and a frustration to Natasha. She later becomes known as the second person taking on the name of Black Widow, after Romanoff. We all know Black Widow was the super spy who was trained in order to have no emotional attachments to no one. But Natasha was actually able to create some friendships and even had relationships that are very dear to her. As mentioned, before she once had an interest in the Red Guardian, but that didn't last long. Even though her connection to others was a little bit rough and stormy at first, she later opens up and develops a good chemistry. A perfect example of that is when she meets Iron Man. She often assists him in battle, and they even enjoy a romantic moment during a trip to Russia where they defeat her former student and partner, Boris Bolsky, Titanium Man. Their relationship progresses no further than that. Another superhero she was fond of was Steve Rogers, or Captain America himself. They maintain a warm friendship as she values the heroism of Steve Rogers and respects his dedication to his moral compass. While they occasionally find themselves on opposite sides, like fighting against each other during the Avengers Civil War, they still remain close friends, as can also be seen in the MCU. Clint Barton, or Hawkeye, was instrumental in helping the Black Widow join the Avengers, setting her on a path of redemption and making him an incredibly important person in her life. Though she often teases him when they work together, she considers him one of her best friends, and he feels the same way about her. After she saves Daredevil from the Owl, they eventually become acquainted and even have a romantic experience together. Matt Murdock and Black Widow become a crime-fighting duo, and at one point, the couple moved to California in order to continue their quest against evil, only returning to New York to stand against Magneto. Natasha once again leaves the Avengers because she was feeling unsure about her place on the team, and resumed crime fighting in California with Daredevil. Last but not least, she once encountered a black stray cat who hangs out by Little Ukraine, New York, whom she names Leo. Although Natasha claims Leo is not her cat, she does grow attached to her new feline friend and tells us stories about her missions. Natasha eventually returns to the Avengers and works hard to atone while working for the Avengers, taking paid jobs outside of the team's missions in order to put money into trust for families who had been affected by her past misdeeds. This is truly a redemption arc of a multi-layered character. What did you guys think about the true origins of Black Widow? There's a lot to take in, right? Let us know your thoughts on the comment section, as well if you have already seen the new Marvel's Black Widow movie. Please don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and ring the bell. Till next time, bye!